Good morning, targeted community. It's ankaspar. It's 9:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 30th, 2017. I just want to take a quick moment to give an update on where we are with the UN letter and the global TI awareness and action campaign. But first, I want to say thank you to the amazing TIs I got to speak with this weekend. You guys, you're a continual source of incredible inspiration for me because I find it astounding how powerful and how beautiful the human spirit is in the face of these horrific crimes against humanity. And for those of you who are experiencing the very severe non-consensual human experimentation, I, you're angels of a new accord, you're angels of something I've never encountered. And I thank you for sharing with me your strength in the midst of your pain and your joy um, that is born of a truly unconquerable human spirit. I'm just, I find myself amazed, and I find myself incredibly grateful too. So I wanted to say again, thank you so much to everyone who has responded to this campaign. And we are moving right along. The letters are beginning to come in really strongly. Sorry, guys. I have to learn to stop that, right? Okay. um, they're starting to come in really strongly. And I'm going to go in more depth as we move forward on the exact strategy that I'm employing, but realize that because I'm so severely targeted and I don't want you as a participant to be any more severely targeted, I try to really limit disclosure of information, although they remote neurally monitor us, but still. And it's not because I'm not transparent. I am, as you can tell. But it's actually to protect us and our moves forward. I just want to make a few notes because I've been reviewing the efforts that many TIs are making to date, and a lot of them are really powerful, but they're diluted. I'm going to be very, very candid with you. This effort needs to be global, it needs to be united, and it needs to be one. That's all. There is no movement, there is no human rights movement yet for targeted individuals. There has to be one, so we need to create it. But we cannot create it divided. It will never happen. And that division is dilution, and dilution always ensures that your efforts fail. It's just the way of the universe and all systems. United systems that work synergistically together, regardless of how difficult it is to get people together given our circumstance, are the ones that succeed and thrive and evolve, and actually ultimately are the ones that have the ability to change the existing dysfunctional systems and to perhaps replace them long term. So I urge everyone who is beating the drum on separatist kinds of efforts to really come together with me in what I'm doing. I have really dramatic success in the past. I can't imagine I'm not going to be successful with this. And if you have any specific questions about my ability to actually be successful with this effort, again, please contact me directly or Google me on on the internet with Anne Kaspar Kaspar with the two defendants that I have put class actions together for before, Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley, and I think you'll get an idea of who I am. Also, feel free to review my book and the reviews of it on Amazon. The book was published in 2010. It's called Pelicans, Coconuts, and Butterflies, Conquering Cancer with a Life of Soul. And the publishing of that book dramatically increased my targeting. I mean, dramatically. And since we've had over 60 alternative practitioners in the United States snuffed, sorry for the word, but I don't know what else to say about these people. It's statistically impossible in a random event process to have 60 alternative practitioners who actually do have a very strong history of healing major degenerative and chronic diseases, including cancer, autism, etc., to suddenly die in suspicious circumstances across the country. It's really statistically impossible. It's a very small group of people who know how to heal in the world, unfortunately. So I have a lot of experience with this cabal, and I know how to approach them. I know their weak points. I know their strong points. And I really urge again that we come together in a unified manner, because we really need to even create this movement, this part of the human rights movement, which falls under the domain of persecuted, tortured, political, and other refugees, I guess is the best way to use it right now. And that's one of the major reasons for going to the UN so immediately. The other reason for going to the UN so immediately is that the Republicans have filed to remove us from the UN. And while I agree with certain New World Order conspiracy theory elements, I also know that it is one of the few domains where we actually have a voice, and it is a domain, once we go there correctly with the right group, it will lend us the footing that we need to move nationally into many other and internationally, many other organizations, government and non-government. 3, I need some help. And the reason I need some help is they're hitting me very hard now with the electromagnetics, because they're trying to slow me down. They attack the computer, blah, blah, blah. And of course, they mind control, as we all know. And a person who's been very helpful was not able to give me funds I need to survive this month. And so the documents I need to get over to Social Security to change my disability payments from $733 a month after working 25 years and paying over $1.5 million in taxes to $2,500 a month, which makes me completely independent. I can't even get this over there. No car. Very few folks in the Sarasota area who I can call up and just say, hey, I need a ride over there. I will try, but I'm just saying. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would visit my GoFundMe account, Annie Rising, and I will provide a link below, and just gift what you can, because I do have to pay out of pocket for the printing of all the letters, for the packet that will be going to the UN in New York and Geneva, and I also have to pay for some superfoods to fortify me and someone to come into the computer, set it back up to secure it, get the junk off of it so it's not so slowed down. So I would appreciate anything that you can do. And again, I mean, if we have like 100 people just give $10 a piece, that's $1,000. That will take care of everything you could possibly imagine that I would need to have taken care of for the next month, because I'm pretty sure this will go through pretty quickly, because there's such massive fraud on the by the hands of Social Security and the IRS. They have a really big problem. What else? I think that's it for today. Please know I have a very specific strategy in mind for us, that based on my ability to maneuver very large, very severely misogynist corporations successfully for a long time, I'm sure will bring us success. But I can't relay that to you because, and I can't even I have learned that I don't think of anything until on a need to know basis instantly. I've become like a super spy. It's like ridiculous, but not a spy, but because of the remote neural monitoring, etc. And I'm not sharing all of that information with you yet, because I'm trying to protect us from further targeting. And 2, the strategy actually does change as our successes and failures show themselves. So I can say I'm going to do ABC, and it looks like an incredibly effective strategy right now. But if the variables suddenly change, then I'm gonna adjust that strategy to be as successful as I possibly can. And that's another reason I don't share everything with you. But please feel free to contact me directly at Annie, A-N-I, Kaspar, K-A-S-P-A-R, at gmail.com, or at 941-356-8007, 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, pretty much 7 days a week, if you want to talk about it, specifically. But please understand that the more mums we are with everything, with our strategy, with our evidence, with what we know, the less we point fingers, the less adamant we are, and the more directed and targeted we are, the greater the probability of our success. And we have to really understand that. And if you look at the history of any human rights, civil rights, constitutional rights movement, it has been most severely targeted when it is the most aggressive. When it is more diplomatic, it is more synergistic. It it actually is much, it's what I call the movable feast. When it works with the energy that's available in a positive way, not in an aggressive, insulting, demanding way, it you'll be successful. You will. And I think the time for our success is now. We have the UN basically slapping the United States on the hand 4 times now this past year, 4 times. That's like unheard of. That's one of the reasons why the Republicans are trying to pull out. We have a president who, while I agree with some of the maneuvers he's made, I don't agree with the rather haphazard way he sometimes speaks and addresses minority groups. The reign of the white Anglo-Saxon male is over, without question. However, that doesn't mean the destruction of everything that was created by him. It means the transmutation of what was created into even better, because times have changed and we must progress in a positive, truly synergistic manner on our planet. Having said that, I'm not a New World Orderist. I don't want centralized control, none of that, because it may seem, no. However, there is a place for centralized coordination. It's critical, especially when you have, I don't know, what are we, 8 billion people now? You have so many different cultures, so many different languages, so many different ways of approaching things. But if we look to the universal standards, the universal values we all share, that commonality is what will create the world we all so deserve to live in, and not just a world for the wealthy elite. So, it's enough of me today. It was a beautiful weekend. I'm a little tired because they're frying me, and they've been flying over a lot, and we had 2 death kind of threat things, and I'm so over it all. We have to move quickly, okay? So again, I'm going to be reviewing everyone's letters today. You should be hearing from me today. So that get back to me and make it in your RE section of your email, final copy, meaning this is the copy you're comfortable with, and then what I will do, you're truly comfortable with. It has all of your contact information. It's a wee bit personalized, but not too much. Then what I will do is do the final edit. I will send it to you for signature. You will sign it, scan it, and send it back to me via email. We don't need affidavits yet. We're early in this effort, and what we want to do is make sure we don't give everything away. It's like bit, because you're negotiating with a system that knows it's wrong, knows it's culpable, knows it has massive legal liability, knows it could encounter outrageous exposure for outrageous crimes against humanity, which would make Hitler look like a kitten at the beach, and Dick Cheney, a puppy at the beach. So we need to be gentle with it, although it has not been gentle with us. We need to forgive it, and we need to give it the opportunity to redeem itself. And we really need to be the change we wish to see in the world. So we need to be the compassion, the love, the care, the human spirit that transcends the worst to bring the best over and over again to our families, our community, our country, and our world. And I'm not practicing to be a politician. Just, I'm primed after so much data input this weekend from you guys. You're amazing. God bless you all. And again, please look below for my contact information as well as for also the link to Annie Rising at GoFundMe, because I really need that money ASAP, because I can't, I could have gotten this to, this is ridiculous. You can, they owe me $250,000. Yes, they do. And they're going to pay it. Believe me. Thank you again. Blessings this week, and rest up, eat well. Oh, that's another thing. For your contributions to Annie Rising, I am more than happy to share with you my health expertise, which will help a lot. I saw a video recently with a TI smoking. I'm like, are you crazy? Do you have any idea what level of toxicity is in a cigarette? And you wonder why you don't feel well? Why the electromagnetics are working so well? Get rid of that now. Replace it with another great addiction. I mean, really, not another great addiction, because smoking is not a great addiction. Replace it with, like, I'm addicted to apples. I'm addicted to carrots. I'm addicted to chia seeds. I'm addicted to cacao powder. We can do so much better. But thank you again for being such amazing inspiration. And I look forward to hearing from you all in a unified, rock solid manner. Blessings.